You can have your legs long. So, so you could use if you've got any blocks or cushions, then have them handy. You could use a cushion for your head if you wanted to. It's really just what is comfortable, but just soles of the feet together, and then just ease yourself back onto your mat. And as you get there, you can either have your arms just down by your sides, or you can take your hands overhead. If that is too much for your low back, once you get your hands over the head, then just bring them back down again. So again, the hands can just lie quite loosely over your head. So you could bend your elbows and relax the arms. And just begin just to come away from your evening and just start to draw your attention inwards. As you do that, just allow the breath just to deepen naturally. And you can close your eyes here if you like. And start to become aware of your body. So just allowing the knees to drop open. Allowing the arms and the shoulders to relax. And remember, within our Yin practice, the idea is that we're not kind of letting things just go, but we're trying to support them. So please feel free to use blocks under your knees or cushions under your knees if it feels too much. So we want to take it to a point where you can hold the posture for kind of between 3 and 5 minutes. And if anything becomes uncomfortable, then you need to kind of move out of it a little bit. You might have to come out of it completely as well. And there will be silence also. So you can play your own music if you want. You could have your own music on and just in the background. Just if you're not comfortable with the silence. So hold here for about 5 more breaths. Again, if you do feel that you need to come out of it early, then do that. But do try and stay present. So keep being aware of the sensations and how it feels in your body. Take one more deep inhale here. And when you're ready, if you've got your arms overhead, just start to bring them round. Take your time to release them. And then just use your hands to gently lift the legs back together again. As you do that, straighten the legs a little bit, so move them further away from you. You can move them a little bit. So from here, we're going to come in for, it's called banana asana, which you can imagine the shape of a banana. So we're going to, first of all, if you just shuffle your shoulders just over towards the left side of your mat. As you do that, your hips, try and move them over to the right a little bit. And then start to move your feet over towards the left as well. When you get there, you could lift your right leg up and just cross it over your left foot. You don't have to. If it feels too much, then don't do that, but just cross it over. Again, the arms could be by your sides, or you can stretch them overhead again. If it feels too much, then just keep them by your sides. So you should get a nice stretch up the right side of your body. And start to breathe into the side body. So when you move into the postures, maybe take about 30 seconds, 60 seconds to get comfortable. So you might have to adjust and change it. And then once you're in it, try and stay still if you can. Again, if it feels too much, so always back away from it a little bit. Again, we'll take 5 more breaths here. One more deep inhale. And when you're ready, we'll start to move back to the center. So maybe release the arms first. And then start to move your legs. Maybe uncross them. And as you move back into the center, make any little movements that you need to. So you can always lift your shoulders up or move your legs about a little bit. And we'll start to move into the other side. So again, you could use your hands, just shuffle your shoulders over towards the right side of your mat a little bit. Start to press your hips just gently over towards the left. And then start to walk your feet over towards the right. Again, when you get there, you might want to take your left foot, lift it up and cross it over the right. Again, if it doesn't feel right, if it feels too much, then back it off a little. And same here, either for the arms down by your sides or start to lift the arms and again, take them overhead. So you could clasp the hands gently or just place the palms one on top of the other, just whatever feels right. Let the elbows relax, the head and the neck relax. And start to direct your breath towards the left side of your body. Again, we'll stay here for 5 more breaths. Just breathing in and out through your nose. Take one more deep inhale here. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release the arms. First of all, bring them down by your sides. Maybe uncross the legs and start to move the feet towards the center of your mat. Even up your hips. Maybe move your legs a little bit. And maybe just gently move the shoulders. When you're ready, we're going to slowly bend the left leg. So if you place your left foot just flat on the ground, and then if you bend in through your right leg as well. From here, we'll lift your right foot up off the ground, flex it a little bit, and then just place it just on that left thigh. So this might be enough. You can just stay here or start to lift your left foot up off the ground and take the hands behind the back of the left thigh. So coming into this sleeping swan pose, as it's called in Yin, try and keep everything fairly relaxed. So relax your feet, relax your legs. So the only thing where there's a little bit of activity are really your hands and your arms. But you try and make sure that your shoulders and your head and neck relax down towards the mat. So in the Yin version of this posture, it's less about keeping the muscles active and more about actually letting the muscles relax. So in a traditional yoga, we tend to try and get the stretch in the muscles by keeping them active, whereas in Yin, we want to try and stretch out more through the ligaments, through the fascia, and through the tendons. And that tends to take a little bit longer, so we hold the postures a little bit longer. Okay, and we'll hold this for about 5 more breaths. And if you do need to come out of it early, then just do that. Just taking one more deep breath. And then we'll slowly release the hold you have on your legs. You can release both legs down to the ground and maybe move your knees just gently side to side. So just loosen that off a little bit. When you're ready, make your way back to the centre. So we'll come in for the other side. So lift your left foot and place it on top of that right thigh. So again, if you want to just stay here with it, then do that. Otherwise, start to lift your foot off the ground and take your hands behind the back of your thigh. So let the feet and the legs relax. Allow the head and the neck to soften down towards the mat. your mind starts to wander, then just draw it back in. So each time you notice that, just bring it back to the present moment and to the sensations that you feel in your body. Just moving in to the last 5 breaths in this posture. To see if you can relax a little bit more. When you're ready, take your last breath here. And then slowly start to release the legs. So release the feet back down. And again, maybe just gently move your legs just side to side. And then just the next time you move over to one side, we're just going to come up. So we'll roll over onto your side first. Just take your time. And then just start to press yourself up. So you can just take your time coming up. When you come through, we're going to come just to a kneeling position first of all. So we're going to move up a little bit. If you do have a block, you might want to grab your block and just have it handy. So we're going to work a little bit more into the legs now. So when you're ready, we're going to step forwards with your right leg. So we're moving into this low lunge or low flying lizard, as it's called in Yin. And you might want to, you could grab something to place under your left knee, or you could just double up your mat, because we'll be here for a little bit. If it's, feels too much on your knee, then double it over, or grab a blanket or a cushion, place it under. And we're going to have the hands for this one, either side of your front foot, so we're keeping the knee over the ankle. You could slide back a little bit through your left leg, and you can just rest your belly or your chest just on that front leg, so we're not kind of lifting up out of it. If it feels too much on your hands, then you could grab blocks and place your hands onto blocks as well, and that would just help to kind of ease yourself into it. And the heads, I mean, you can relax it down, but that's quite a lot of strain on your head, so maybe just keep it lifted. And just allow gravity just to take over here. Just try and breathe into what you feel. Again, if the sensation becomes overwhelming, then please feel free to adjust it. But if it feels okay and you can manage it, then stick with it. I reckon to make gains in our flexibility, then it's really the fascia that we need to try and target, to try and soften that. And it's only with time that it will actually release. But keep listening and keep tuning in to how your body feels, and back out of it a little bit if you need to. Move back in again if you want to. And some postures like these ones will not hold for as long because they are more challenging. We'll stay here if you can for about 30 seconds longer. Just breathing into it. So taking one last breath here. And then when you're ready, you can move up to your fingertips if you want, but we're going to start to walk that right foot out towards your left wrist. So we're coming in for our swan or pigeon, as we call it in Hatha yoga, but we're coming in for our swan position. So we're going to walk that leg or the foot out to the side, and you can sit down onto your bottom. So you can sit on your right bottom first, and then start to move yourself around. So just coming into that swan position. If you want to use a block or cushion here, you could place it underneath your right hip, and that just helps us to even the hips out. So try and make sure your back leg, the thigh, is facing down towards the ground. The back leg is quite straight, and use this time at the beginning just to even out your hips. And then if you want to, start to walk yourself forward, so you could come down onto your elbows, or you can release yourself all the way down if that feels more comfortable. Again, if you've got an extra block, you could place that underneath your forehead if that feels okay. And just start to move in there. Again, sometimes a little mantra can help us. So if you want to, you could, on the inhale, just say let, and on the exhale, go. Again, maybe just take 5 more breaths here. So just breathing into the back of your body. Softening into the exhale. Scanning your body for any other areas which feel tight. So maybe your jaw or your teeth, maybe try and let them soften a little bit. Maybe take your tongue away from the top of your mouth. one more deep inhale. And then just when you're ready, we'll start to walk ourselves back up. So just take yourself, first of all, just if you're on your elbows, move yourself up onto your hands. And then we'll move that right leg back. So we're just coming into an all fours position. So maybe move your hips a little bit side to side. Make any movements that you feel are necessary. And then we'll come in for the other side. So just when you're ready, we'll start to step that left foot just up towards the top of your mat. So again, one hand either side. So we'll come in for this low flying lizard first of all. So slide your right leg back. Just ease into it. So take your time coming into it so you know that you can hold it. Maybe start to move your chest or your belly to be supported by that left thigh. And again, use blocks for underneath your hands if you feel that helps you, if you want to move the floor up a little bit. And try and soften into it. So being aware of where you feel it and how it feels. Again, we'll not stay as long in this posture, but another 30 seconds if you can. If you need to back off, then just back off a little bit. We'll take one last inhale here. And then when you're ready, we'll move into that swan on this side. So start to walk your left foot just over towards your right hand. Again, if you want to come into it in any other way, you can. And then start to lay that knee down onto the ground. Again, you could sit onto your bottom or just slide that right leg behind you. So try and make sure the right thigh faces down. You can always move that left knee out to the side a little bit, so it's kind of past your hip, and maybe grab a block for the left hip if you feel that helps you. If it doesn't, sometimes it kind of gets in the way as you start to sink down. You can always remove it then, but do try and feel that your hips are nice and even, and then just start to make your way down. So maybe onto your elbows, maybe all the way down, just whatever feels right. Again, if the mantra helps you, then just repeating whatever helps you. You can even just use the word relax. Maybe scanning the body, maybe just relaxing your eyes. Relax your feet, your shoulders. So allow yourself to sink down towards the mat. Take one more deep inhale here. And when you're ready, just start to come back up again. So taking your time, move yourself to your elbows and then up to your hands. And then we'll start to slide that left leg back. Again, when you come in, just start to move through your hips a little bit. Just gently side to side. We'll come in for a wide leg child's pose next. So we're going to widen your knees. And again, it's up to you where you widen them to. If you can take them out to the edges of your mat, then do that. Bring your big toes together. And then just gently start to press the hips back towards your heels. And the arms can be where you'd like them this time. You could cross them over and drop your head down, arms by your sides. Maybe use a cushion or a bolster if you have one. Take one more deep inhale here. And you're ready, we'll slowly start to come back up. So just moving your hands, just ease yourself back up. When you come up, I'm going to swing the legs round towards the front. And you can give your legs just a little shake off. So from here, we're going to come into half Gomukhasana. So we're going to keep your left leg straight. We're going to try and cross your right knee over the top of your left knee. So if that doesn't work for you and it's quite high, don't worry. You could always grab a block and place the block underneath there to support you. But if you can, try and align your knees. And then if you have a block, you can always use a cushion here as well. But we're going to bring it, so it'll either sit on your shin or it'll sit on your knee that's crossed over. And then we just drop the head down towards the block or the cushion. And then your arms are just going to lie by your sides with the palms facing up. So it's just quite a relaxed position with your arms. And we're just going to breathe into that. Again, adjust it if you need to. Take the time to adjust it so it's comfortable. And then try and relax when you get there. You'll start to feel it up through the back of your thigh. And if it's too much, then try to soften through your left foot. So don't flex it. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale here. And then just when you're ready, just start to slowly come up. So take your time as you come up. Don't rush. Release the legs out in front of you so you can give your legs a little shake. So we're going to come in next, before we do the other side, we're going to come in and do something called a half deer pose. So if you, with the top edge of your mat, the short edge, if you bend your right leg in, so your right leg is going to come so that your ankle and your knee are kind of aligned. And then you're going to use the long edge of your mat as well. So you want to try and line up through the knee and the ankle, your left leg. So you've got kind of two 90-degree angles. And we're not coming forwards, but we're going to go back. So we want to try and open up the hip on this left side. You're going to draw yourself back and take your hands behind you. So we just lean back into it. We'll not stay for terribly long in it, but try and keep your left knee pressing down towards the ground. So you're stretching through the hip on this left side. Looks like my right side, but I'll come over to the other side. So that hip on the left side. Now, from here, if you want to, you could come down onto your elbows, or indeed you could lie all the way down onto your back. But I would kind of ease yourself into it. If it doesn't feel right, I wouldn't move from this supported arm position. You can bend your elbows a little bit and stay there. But if you wanted to move forwards a little bit, you could come down onto your elbows, or you could release yourself all the way down onto your back. So it's really just how it feels to you. If it feels too much, then don't do it, basically. So just rest where you can, opening up through that left hip, and keeping both knees down, really, you can. And just move into where you're feeling the sensation. Again, we'll not stay terribly long here. So if you take 5 more breaths. So when you're ready, take one more deep inhale. And then if you are lying back, come up onto your elbows first. If you're on your elbows, come up onto your hands. And then start to just move your legs. And we'll just windscreen wiper them side to side, first of all. So just move them gently. Just easing through your hip. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to center. We'll have the legs out in front of us again. So we'll come in for that half Gomukhasana on the other side. So again, when you're ready, keep your right leg straight, bend the left leg in, and then we try and stack the left knee on top of the right knee. Again, if there's a big gap, then you can use a block and just have the block there. And then we're going to try and fold forwards again. So as you come in, use your block on your shin or on that left knee at any height. Try and relax your head down to it. And then just let your arms just release. So the hands are on the ground and the palms kind of face up towards the ceiling. Again, just relaxing into it. So if there's too much sensation on the hamstring on that right leg, try and release your foot a little bit. Sometimes because we're so used to trying to get the stretch through the muscles, we kind of flex and we tense things, whereas in Yin, you just want to try and relax everything. Again, maybe scanning your body for areas where you're still clinging on to tension. Try and move your breath into these areas and try and let the tension go. Just taking one more deep inhale here. And then we'll start to make our way back up. So again, take your time. Come up slowly. Release the legs out in front of you. So maybe give them a little shake off again. And we'll do the same thing. So we'll come into that fallen deer pose. So again, your left leg is just going to bend along the short edge of your mat. And then the right leg is just going to come in and align to the long edge of your mat. So again, we're trying to pull back on the right hip. So we're trying to open up through your right hip. So you might just take your hands behind you and just lean back a little bit into your hands. You might feel that you can lower yourself down, so onto your elbows, or you might feel you want to lie down. You could lie on a block, or you could lie on a cushion. If it feels okay, if it doesn't, then just come out of it. But if it feels better to be lying down, then do that. But try and make sure you're still pressing down through that right knee and still opening up through the hip. And it is quite a strong stretch, so we'll not stay here for long. And stay on your hands if that feels better. So breathe into it. Try and relax as much as you can. And we'll just take 5 more breaths here. So taking one more deep inhale where you are. And then we'll start to make our way up. So take your time, just use your hands, ease yourself up. And when you come up, start to move your legs just side to side. Again, just nice and gently. Okay, when you're ready, we'll just make our way down onto your back now. So we're going to take our time coming down. Again, just ease yourself down onto the mat. We'll start with your feet just flat on the floor. From here, we're just going to lift your right foot up off the floor and just wrap your legs around. So at the top of your thighs, really, you want to wrap them. And then maybe spread your arms, and we'll just lower the legs just over towards the left side. So allow them to relax down as much as you can. Maybe turn your head if you want to. Just breathing into your hip, into the side of your body. We'll take one more deep inhale here. And when you're ready, slowly move back towards the center. When you come back in, we're going to lift that right leg again and draw the right knee towards your right shoulder. So you can either take hold of the back of your thighs here. You could use one hand and grab hold of your calf or your ankle, or if you can manage, grab the inside of that foot. So we're coming in for a half happy baby. So again, try to relax the foot. So rather than flexing your foot into it, try and relax the toes and relax the arch of your foot. And just let the knee just naturally drop out to the side a little bit. You can use your right arm to assist it, but not in an aggressive way. Just take one more deep inhale here. And then slowly start to release that leg down. So you can release it, maybe move it a little bit. So you can lift your hips up off the ground and move side to side, whatever you like. So we'll change sides. We'll go into that twist first. So lift your left foot off the ground. Again, cross over just at the knees, the top of the thighs, and start to drop the legs over towards the right. So again, you might want to expand your arms and look along your left hand. Take one more deep inhale here. And then just slowly come back towards the center. So again, when you come back in, just lifting up through that left leg, start to draw it over towards the right shoulder, the left shoulder. Maybe take the hands around the back of your thigh, maybe onto, just with one hand, just onto the calf or ankle, or take hold of the inside of that left foot. So let the left knee start to move out a little bit. Try and relax your left foot a little. We'll take one more deep inhale. Slowly make your way back towards the center. So again, release the leg and get both feet flat on the floor. And you can just move gently side to side there. And then maybe start to draw your knees towards your chest. You can just pull them in. Again, you could circle the hips or move side to side, whatever feels best for you. And from here, we're just going to start to make our way into Shavasana. So you might want to put on some socks or a jumper or something to keep yourself warm. And when you come in, just start to make yourself comfortable. So take up some space. So widen your legs. Allow the arms just to move out to the side, so away from your body. Palms facing up. Maybe close the eyes. Just allow your body just to move towards the ground. So just sinking into the ground. Feel the support beneath you. Connect with the ground below. And let it take your weight. Become aware of the sounds around you. Let them be there. Notice the light and shade, the air touching the surface of your body. Sense the sky above and the horizon stretching all the way around you. The earth below, supporting you. Allow your mind to empty what it no longer needs. Let it go. Flow out and away. Allow your body to release what it no longer needs. Let it go. Float out and away. When you're ready, we'll just take a deep inhale through your nose and then just sigh out your mouth. So do that again, so just deeply inhaling and then just let it go. And then we'll just move through your fingers and your toes, maybe your hands and your feet. When you're ready, we'll start to bend the knees, so feet on the floor, or draw the knees to your chest again. And just move a little bit, side to side. And then just when you're ready, we'll start to make our way up. So take your time, maybe keep your eyes closed as you come up. And we'll just find a comfortable seat when you're ready. We'll bring the palms together just in front of your heart, just leaving a little gap, just to signify an openness in your heart. Thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this evening. I hope you enjoyed our Yin class. Namaste. Thank you very much, ladies. Well done.
That was fantastic.